Hello everybody, this is Shane R. Monroe with Green Robot Gamer and Review Lagoon. We're going to be doing a tutorial today showing you how to turn your Wiimote controller into a Xperia Game Optimized controller. Now, why would you want to do that? On the Android platform, there are many games that are Xperia Play Optimized. That is, they are ready to use physical controls if you're using it on an Xperia type phone from Sony. That has two analog sticks, some buttons, shoulder buttons, that sort of thing, start, select. Now we could do the exact same thing with this, but we have to find a way to map, first of all, to sync this Wii controller up to our Android device, in this case the Asus Transformer. We're going to sync this up, we're going to remap the buttons to the same controls that an Xperia would use, and then we're going to be able to play a game with it. So first of all, we'll pick our game. We're going to be looking at R-Type, the classic old shooter game. And this game is Xperia Play ready. So normally you'd be playing this game with touch controls. And you would move the ship with your finger. And you would fire with this button here. Alright, so you'd use two hands and you'd have to do this with touch screen controls. Now these arcade games really should have physical controls. Since it's Xperia Play ready, if we can make this Wii controller an Xperia device, we'll be able to play this game. So first thing you need to do is purchase, download, and install USB Bluetooth Joystick Center. Once you have it installed, along the top here's the critical controls that we're going to be using. IME sets it lets you set USB Bluetooth as the default controller. This is what's going to help you map these buttons to Xperia buttons. Here we have Bluetooth toggle on and off at the top, and we also have an analog and a joy to touch control, but we're not going to be using those right now. So we'll make sure our Bluetooth is on first, and you touch these sliders. I'll just put this back in a state that you'll see it the first time you run it. You'll see that Bluetooth is off and IME is unselected. So we're going to turn Bluetooth on. You may get prompted with a security prompt. That's fine. And then you're going to hit the search button. Right after you hit the search button, you're going to press 1 and 2 on the Wii controller. So I'm going to hit search. I'm going to press these two. In a moment, you'll see now that it recognizes this as a Wii Remote Bluetooth. Perfect. The light's on solid. We now have a controller ready to use. Now, it uses a default set of configuration files whenever you connect a certain type of device through this software. So we're going to tap this controller button and we're going to hit the import button. Now this assumes you've already followed the tutorial and you've put the Xperia configuration files located at greenrobotgamer.com. You've already unpacked those and put those in your USB Joy data folder. Once you do that, when you hit import, all of your configurations will appear here. In this case, I'm going to use the Wii horizontal Xperia config. It tells us it loaded it. Now as we push buttons and hit items on the controller, you'll see it showing us right on the screen where these are mapped up to. Alright, so we now need to turn the IME on, which says from now on redirect all input controls through USB Joy, and then we hit back to escape. Perfect. We now can return to R-Type. The game is paused. Now if you'll notice here, I'm going to try to get this where you can see that I'm not tricking you. So we'll hit back to resume the game. And as you can see, I now have real physical controls for R-Type, which is exactly the way this game was meant to be played. Now you can use this for any Xperia Play optimized game. But I know what you're saying. Well, how do you get all the controls that are on that? On the an Xperia device, which is, you know, an analog stick and buttons and the whole bit. How do you get all of those mapped to this one Wii controller? Well, that's the best part. You don't have to. You can instead use a Wii Nunchuck device. So you can get your Nunchuck, plug it in. That immediately gives you another controller to use. So now I've got the traditional Wii two-handed control style. Now I'll go back into, oops, not Frodo. I will instead go into USB Joy, and it's going to come up and again tell me that it found a Wii controller. It does not tell you that it found a nunchuck. That's okay. So we need to select that, hit import, and then we need to scroll over to find the configuration that you've already copied onto your SD card called Wii Xperia Nunchuck, or Wii Nunchuck Xperia. Perfect. Now you can see, as we're using the controls, they're mapped differently. And these mappings are all on the Green Robot Gamer site, so you can tell exactly what does what. So now we're done. We already have IME on, so we can just escape. Go back to R-Type. Unpause the game, and well, of course I died the second I unpaused it. Now you can see I have a completely different control set. Those of you who play a lot of Wii with this two-handed scenario will find this very comfortable. So I've rerouted the controls. Perfect. Okay. So I know what you're saying. Well, what about the Wii Classic controller? Absolutely. We have here the Wii Classic controller. We're going to plug it in. Now we have the Wii controller, but we also have the Classic. Now we can set the Wii controller aside. We don't need that. All we need now is this guy. So we need to again go back to USB Joy. Let it go ahead and find the Wii controller again. Hit import. This time we're going to import again config files you've already put on your SD card in the proper folder. We're going to do the, as soon as I can find it, Wii Classic Xperia for the Classic controller. Now you can see that we have a complete remapping of those controls, including the shoulders and the trigger fingers. Perfect. We can hit back, go back to R-Type, hit back to respawn here, and we are now playing with the Wii Classic controller. All complements of USB Bluetooth joystick center mapped to Xperia controls. Now you'll notice I didn't have to go in and map any buttons. I didn't have to change any configurations inside the game. That's the beauty of it. Xperia Play controls are Xperia Play controls no matter what game you're playing. As long as the game supports it, you'll be able to use these same types of controllers. Now obviously there's a couple of things you didn't see in this tutorial. You did not see me copy the configuration files over. You did not see me download and purchase the USB Bluetooth joystick center. So there are a few things you'll need to do, but it's all outlined in the tutorial located at greenrobotgamer.com. But otherwise it's that simple. I mean, you can sit here and flip through controls and use whatever you'd like based on the game that you're playing. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Look for this tutorial and many more on greenrobotgamer.com and reviewlagoon.com. This is Shane R. Monroe. We'll see you next time.